Hey, what's up everybody? It's TJ with Strategic Real Estate Experts. Today I want to talk about whether or not you should buy a home or continue to rent, or maybe vice versa, sell your home and rent. So there's a whole bunch of things that you need to think about as somebody who is getting into the market and thinking about buying a home. And this one's a pretty big one because when we're thinking about buying a house, it's the single biggest investment for most people in their lifetime until they go to buy their next house, right? So you have to see, okay, maybe I do have the money for the down payment. Maybe I have great credit, but is now the right time? And there's some other questions you have to ask yourself to make sure now's the right time, but also that you're going to put the most money in your pocket at the end of the day. So just because you can buy, it doesn't actually, it might be counterintuitive to what you think a real estate agent might say, but it doesn't mean you should buy. So the first thing you want to know and understand and ask yourself is, where do you want to live? So is it in town, out in the suburbs, out in the country? And then you have to look at what type of houses will that allow you to purchase, and then also factor that into, okay, well, how far is this house from my work? How much extra driving am I going to have to do that's going to add to my cost of living, right? So we can't just look at, okay, well, if my mortgage payment is the same as my rent, it's the same thing. But what if you have to drive double? And then you also have to do the things to take care of the house. So not only do you have to understand where you want to live, you have to understand, can you really afford a house? Because it's not just the mortgage payment, it's also the taxes, the property taxes on the property, the insurance on the property, and then the biggest is you're going to have maintenance as you live in that property. So when you're looking at the house or looking at houses, you can't just look and go, okay, well, this fits in my budget. You also need to look and go, okay, is the furnace old? Is the roof old? Am I going to need new windows? Is the water heater old? Even if you're only going to be there 5 years, if all those things are old and they don't break for you, that's great. But when somebody comes to buy it from you, they're going to go, well, all these things are old too. So you have to factor in for yourself, not just your mortgage, but all those extra costs. While there are some tax benefits, the kicker is right now with the new tax laws that came in place, and depending on when you're seeing this, maybe they'll change again, but not as many people are able to take those write-offs. So it really, the financial aspect of it, while I believe it, and I think homeownership is great and everyone should own at some point, you have to buy when the time is right for you. So the other thing you have to think about is, what kind of lifestyle do I want? Do you want to be by downtown? Do you want to be a farmer out in the country milking cows in the morning? All of that stuff you have to take into account. And then how long do you want to be doing that stuff? If you're a young couple just starting out and you're like, we want to be downtown, but you think you're going to have kids in 2 years, maybe it's not time to purchase. Really, if you're going to be in a house or somewhere for longer than 5 years, so I'll usually say 5 years or longer, it's probably a good idea to buy. Right now, with the way the market is, you can get away with, honestly, people are getting away with 2 years and they're making quite a bit of money, but that's probably not going to continue the trend. What will happen is we'll have a slowdown here and it will balance back out to where every 5 years or so, if you're going to move, it makes good financial decision. But then you also have to look at, okay, where am I going to work? I kind of hit on that before. But what you have to do, and I always talk about, is look at this big global picture and go, okay, we have the money for the down payment. We know we want to be by work. We have a couple kids now. We're going to stay here through their schooling, which is 12 years from now. It probably makes sense to buy over renting. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, long term, it makes more sense to eventually buy a house when the time is right. Because when you look at it, a 65-year-old that is a homeowner has a net worth of $319,200 versus a 65-year-old renter, their net worth is about $6,700 and some change. So in the long run, it makes more sense financially for you to own a home than not. And there's a whole bunch of other benefits that are to that, but you really have to sit down and think about what's best for you and your family. So for more information, if you want to know, check out knowbeforeyoubuy.realestate.com. Otherwise, check out some more of our videos, and we're going to answer some more questions for you. Again, I'm TJ Vitens with Strategic Real Estate Experts, and we'll talk to you soon.